Hello everyone, welcome to another Road to Nursing School vlog. This is Kiara from the future talking. I was going to do a sit down video talking about some stuff before I actually get into the main vlog, but I was like, you know what, there are some people in this world who have low attention spans, so why not just do a voiceover and put in some like b-roll of me doing something. So this is it. I hope you um can focus on this and you don't skip the video or anything. I would greatly appreciate it. I know for a while I was on a good streak with posting these vlogs, but what had happened is I got frustrated with my computer and my editing software. It was giving me a hard time and I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to do it no more. So I just took a little break, but then it ended up being a very long break. So here I am. But anyways, let's get into the nitty gritty of why I'm here doing this voiceover. In the last vlog, I believe I told you guys that I had some issues with my physical and my TB test form getting filled out for the CNA program so that I can be cleared to do clinicals. As of right now, me recording this, I'm done with the CNA program. I've even passed my state tests and I am officially a CNA. We'll get to that point in the vlogs if I post consistently, but we'll get to that point where y'all will see my journey. But I'm here to explain it to you all as of what happened, but I'm hoping that I can explain it very quick and simple and not take up your guys' time so that I can continue with the vlog. So here we go. So past me was trying to kill two birds with one stone and get my physical and TB test done with my primary care doctor. I had to get my annual physical anyway around this time, so I made the appointment instead of having to go to an urgent care and pay extra money to get a physical and TB test done. I do my initial TB test with the nurse, and then right afterwards, I see my doctor for the physical. I give my doctor the forms, explain why I need the forms filled out. My doctor tells me that unfortunately, due to hospital policy, I have to give the forms to medical records. Medical records will then give the forms to my doctor. Then my doctor will fill it out, send it back to medical records, and then medical records will give it to me. A middleman that doesn't need to be there because I'm already here. Okay, I'm already here with my doctor. Why do I have to go through a middleman? This is my first time ever having to get paperwork filled out like this with this doctor at this hospital because my last doctor, it was pretty easy, okay? I didn't have to do all this. But anyways, I do the whole process. Submit it to medical records, wait for it to come back. Once it comes back, I notice that it's electronic form. I can't use electronic forms. So I sent another email back explaining to medical records why I need the actual physical forms to be filled out. Medical records got back to me and basically, in a nice way, told me that, hey, this is all we're going to do. We're not going to do anything else. Take it or leave it. Now, I decided to take a look-sees at the electronic forms that medical records sent back to me. And as I'm looking through the information, I noticed that for my TB test results, they were not recorded onto my file. I guess the nurse just forgot to record my TB test results, but I had an issue with that because, again, that's medical information that needs to be charted in my file, and it wasn't, so I filed a separate complaint with the hospital regarding that, and luckily I had the proof to show it because past me was smart enough to get written results of my TB test from the nurse who read my results. So that's fixed, but ultimately, because of all this, even though the goal was to try to save money, I ended up having to spend $132 at an urgent care to get a physical and TB test and do the process all over again. So, that was kind of annoying because as somebody who doesn't have a lot of money, as of right now, that $132 could have gone to something else, but it is what it is. And that is it for my story time regarding my physical and TB test forms. Now, let's continue on with the vlog. Morning. I don't have much time to talk, but I'm up, I'm ready. I don't have my full scrubs on. I have my scrub pants because I don't want to get my shirt possibly dirty. But yeah, we're about to get started with attendance, do this final, and then go down to the lab. Anyways, I'm in a rush. I'll talk to you guys later. Hello everyone, welcome to another Road to Nursing School vlog. As you can see, I'm wearing my scrubs today, my navy blue scrubs, and that is because we are officially done. As of today, we are officially done with the lecture part of the CNA program, and we are transitioning to the in-person part of this program. And don't get me wrong, I am nervous, I am scared, I really am, but you know what, I'm gonna keep showing up every day. I'm gonna keep doing what I gotta do. Let's debrief about the day so far. We have done our final. We have gone over 2 chapters that were not a part of the final. It was more like how to prepare yourself for a job interview in this line of work. And then we were free to go early, and then we had to meet up today midday until class is over for in-person lab, which in-person lab we're going to be going over our skills. We're going to be taking our ID photos, student ID photos, and things of such, like some administrative stuff, just to make sure we're prepared for clinicals next weekend. I am very nervous to be having my clinicals next week because, for those of you who don't know, it might not be reciprocated through my videos, but I am more of an introverted person, and I don't get out of my comfort shell, I guess, my comfort zone, unless I, feel comfortable around the people that I'm with. I don't be my normal self like this unless I feel comfortable. But just because I'm going to be doing clinicals and I'm going to be in a place where I am going to have to get uncomfortable because I am going to have to socialize with other human beings, that doesn't mean it's going to stop me from continuing on, because it's not. But I am very nervous, and I'm hoping through working as a CNA, I will eventually over time get out of my comfort zone and have not such a hard time in social settings, because that is something I do struggle with. I'm not gonna lie, for some reason, I don't know where it happened, but I lost my ability to be a social human being. I don't know where it happened in life, but I just rather 9 times out of 10 just be in my own little world and be to myself. Another thing I want to add really quickly before I go into lab is, from here on forward, I don't know what these vlogs are going to look like since I have to be in person now. And I'm not trying to risk getting myself in trouble with the program. I'm not trying to break any HIPAA laws. I'm not trying to end up like that nurse that was live streaming during work during a med pass, and people kept telling her to get off her phone, and she's like, guys, I'm fine, guys, stop, leave me alone, I'm not even doing anything wrong, and then got in trouble. I'm not trying to be that person, so I'm not gonna vlog while I'm in there. I'm just gonna have to give you guys an update. I'm gonna try my best to see how I can make the vlogs entertaining, but I don't want to risk getting in trouble. It's not worth it. I paid too much money for the CNA program, and I'm not trying to get myself in trouble with the program nor legally. So we'll see what the future holds as far as these vlogs. I will try my best to be descriptive for you all, but without getting myself in trouble. All right, okay, let's go ahead and do this thing, y'all. Let's do this thing. Let's go meet some of the people in my class yet again that I haven't seen since orientation, and let's get this lab done. All right, talk to y'all later. I am back from lab. Lab was pretty good. Definitely nervous the first hour because we had to start off a skill and we had to do it in front of everybody else. It was quiet, everybody was nervous. I was the third to last person to go. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have to do it either way. So I did it, and it actually wasn't too bad. I was nervous for sure, but it actually wasn't too bad. The only thing that I got frustrated with, just with myself, is doing the heart rate and manual blood pressure. The reason why is because I'm putting myself on a high expectation, because when I was in high school, I took a nursing fundamentals class. It wasn't like a CNA program through my high school. It was just like a nursing fundamental class, and doing someone's heart rate and doing manual blood pressure is something that we learned. And even though that was 7 years ago, I really thought that I was gonna do good on that skill, and I did not. I did not. I struggled really hard, especially doing the manual blood pressure, and it could have been because I couldn't hear because other people were talking, so it wasn't silent. But trying to listen to that first and last heartbeat, I was just like, I can't hear anything. I eventually heard the heartbeat, but it was like when it was its loudest versus hearing the first one. So yeah, that's something I do need to work on. I'm thinking about buying a manual blood pressure cuff set on Amazon. They're pretty, like the cheapest one is like under 20 bucks. So I'm probably gonna buy that and then practice on my cousins, force them to be my patients, my pretend patients, so I can practice on them. And also practice the heart rate. I finally figured out where my pulse is because I was trying to look for it and I was like, WTF. But one of my classmates helped me. So basically, if you want to learn a little tidbit about your pulse, you're gonna follow your thumb, okay? And then you're gonna go right here, and you're gonna find a pulse right there. There's an artery here, I think. And I took anatomy and physiology. But I'm not a nurse yet, so don't take me seriously. But yeah, you follow your thumb and then you go like right here. This area right here is where you'll find it. And yeah, I was sitting up here going right here. For some reason I thought it was right here, but no. My classmate was like, no, it's right here. And I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, I was feeling upset about myself because I'm like, dang, I can't sit up here and, you know, do this manual blood pressure. I'm having a hard time finding a pulse. Now we get to the point in lab where I start to feel a tad bit lonely, and it gradually over time gets worse throughout lab because I start to notice people are in little cliques. Not in a bad way, not like in a mean girl way, but I noticed, oh, these people are, you know, gravitating towards each other. These people are, you know, conversating. And I try to, you know, insert myself to feel included, but sometimes it doesn't work. And so today during lab, I noticed that and I was like, oh, now I'm kind of sad. I feel better now because I'm at home, but you know, hopefully it doesn't happen tomorrow. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying my best to be more social. I'm trying to get out of my shell, but there's times where, yes, I do like to just do things on my own and be to myself, and I'm completely content with it. But then there's like those rare, very rare moments where I do want to be social and I do want to get out of my comfort zone. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's vlog. I will see you guys for next week's vlog. Don't forget to like, subscribe. It's free. Follow me on my social media. Again, that's free as well. It costs you nothing to do those things. And I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.